Okay. Outrageous talk. This to me is it's out of control. Kevin Durant came out during an interview and said that he feels that OKC and Golden State should retire his jersey. It would be bad for the game of basketball if they did not. And he says Brooklyn should not retire his jersey yet, but maybe after 4 or 5 years, they probably should be on that train as well to retiring my jersey.
We're talking about the same Kevin Durant that plays for the NBA, right?
Yes, that one that plays for the 10th seed Brooklyn Nets. The Kevin Durant who never won one at OKC, the Kevin Durant that rode the back of Golden State.
One of the best teams in the history of the NBA.
That one, yes, that one. That one says that his number should be retired at all of those places.
Yeah, that's a reach, Kevin. When you were at OKC,
we're on a first name basis now.
Well, we are when you say dumb things, and I have to talk to him like a child.
Okay.
So listen, Kevin, I'm going to need you to sit down, and here's a tissue because you're not going to like what I have to say. But look, when you were at OKC, you didn't win a championship, and you had Harden and Westbrook. That's good enough to win it just about everywhere. And
well, the year they had those all three, they lost to Miami. Respectfully.
But they lost.
They were young. They were young. But yes, okay. Continue.
But then you turn around and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to bail. I'm not going to stick around here. I'm not going to try to win with this. And then you
hold on. You bail after blowing a 3-0 lead to Golden State to go play for that team. Continue.
Right. To your point, if I can't beat them, I will join them. And this is the epitome. If I cannot beat you, I will join you. And it just, you got your championship there, but they were going to win a championship without you, Kevin. And then since then, Kevin, you've moved on, and it's not. You're not who you are. You're not who you were, and it's not enough to win. Then it's not enough to win now.
I respect Kevin Durant's game. I don't respect Kevin Durant. I think he's egotistical. I think he's entitled, and I don't know. I feel like we're getting sooner and sooner where people feel like they're the GOAT and they're great. I think that is an after the thought process. People are getting too caught up in being, like I said, the GOAT during the process while playing. And Tom Brady has kind of, I think, maybe opened that door to that. But Tom Brady is a special breed where that is allowed, right? I mean, he's surpassed that prime where he is old, so he's allowed to be called the GOAT while he's still playing. Kevin Durant's not there. And like you said, the 2 championships that he have were piggyback off the team. It's not like he did what Giannis did in Milwaukee, where he was drafted by that team. He stood by that team. He grew with that team, built around him with that team, and won for his team. A team that hasn't won for 40-plus years, right? So that I could see if they retired his jersey. They retired, was it Kareem they retired? I think. Is it Kareem?
Minnesota?
No, yeah, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, oh yeah. Yeah, Milwaukee, I think, retired Kareem.
And if you look at their stats, they've done the exact same thing in his numbers in the Raptors. Now, that's not a conversation for right now. That's way too soon. Michael Jordan's jersey was retired by the Bulls, obviously, and Miami, because they just respected him that much. Miami has retired Alonzo Mourning, partly due to the fact that he was kind of like the founding father. He was like the first big deal to come to Miami, because Miami didn't get started until about the late 80s, I think it was. So that kind of makes a little bit of sense. But Dwayne Wade could possibly be retired. I don't know, but he has more of option being retired than a Kevin Durant OKC where he never won, and a Golden State. What, are we just going to retire everybody's number? And for you to think that it should be retired, that's something that's given to you. Right? You earned that. It's not something that you say that you're supposed to get. I hate that. And that, to me, that should put a stain on that, for the fact that you're claiming for it, that you're basically proclaiming that this is you guys better do this. What, we can't have any jerseys?
Or it's a stain on the league? Yeah, no.
It's unacceptable. Like we're gonna first of all, we're gonna run out of numbers. I wouldn't even be surprised if Cleveland didn't retire LeBron's number in Cleveland. And I mean, because of kind of how it went, but I mean, he was their godfather for a little bit. I mean, he put Cleveland on the map.
Oh,
So
absolutely. I mean, look, he was there. He started his career for the most part there, and then he only left because he didn't feel like there was an opportunity to win, and then came back. He came back after they burned his jerseys. And then won championships. You absolutely put that guy's jersey in the rafter. But for Kevin Durant, who has really never been anything other than a role player, and when he was a star player, he couldn't do it. So, Kevin, I don't know,
I
Kevy,
mean, he's a
Big
star.
Kev,
He's a star now,
Little
and he's
Kev,
not getting it done in Brooklyn. I
really.
look. I just think retiring somebody's jersey is something that is it's supposed to be cherished. It's supposed to be something that's special. It's meaningful. It has to have an impact. We can't just go around handing out jerseys like that. I mean, you have to make an impact to the city, to the team, hold all kinds of records, right? And like to be so, for example, if you go and play for LA for 15 years, the Lakers, it's going to be really hard to get your number retired there. Simply
They
due
don't
to
have
the
any more room in the rafters.
one, two, the history there, right? I mean, it's be nearly impossible to have your name retired there at this point. The Lakers should never retire a jersey again, simply due to the history, right? That makes sense. You can argue because OKC, I mean, Kevin was the first one at OKC because it went from Seattle to OKC, right?
Right.
So I could see kind of like his point. He started it there, so maybe I could see a little bit. But Golden State, dude, come on. That team was full of superstars. I mean, that team was an incredible team
championships
before
before
you.
you were there. Yes, but that doesn't surprise me from Kevin. Little Kevin. He's always kind of been a little bit of a prima donna. There was always a bit of a weird personality mix. Even when he went to Golden State, he got his rings. He had a couple of huge shots. Look, I'm not saying he didn't play his ass off and wasn't a significant role player for them, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like he's ever been the guy when he needed to be the guy. He's been the guy at opportunity when opportunity strikes, but I don't know.
I honestly don't.
But to say that they have to do it or they should be doing it. If you're a player and you're asking teams to retire your number, you've got this all wrong, kid.
I don't see them retiring any jerseys in the near future, simply to the fact that just nobody's staying around anymore. Everybody's always trying to find the next best thing, the next best contract. I could see it not happening.